Hello children, Miss Hans here. I am just hoping you had a great weekend. We had some sun yesterday and I hope that you guys are ready to learn today. So far in our historical fiction unit, we have done so many lessons together. And the last time that we were together, we were thinking about how to turn to nonfiction to help us understand a historical fiction text better. And you guys did a great job with that and you even worked on some revisions. I am so proud of you. Now, the other thing that we did before that was that we took an assessment. And that assessment tested you guys on 4 different skills. This week, I am going to be going over the skills that we show we needed some improvement on. So based on our data, we are going to be going over some of those skills together. Get ready to work. The first skill was inferring about character, which is a skill that we learned at the very beginning of 4th grade, and we did a lot of work around that, and we've been doing it throughout the year. But now that we get these more complicated texts, it is a good skill to still review. So let's think about our teaching point. Readers make inferences about the type of person a character is by thinking, how is the character complicated? What are the hidden sides of the character as well as the obvious side of the character? Then we put these things together to come up with a theory about the character, the hidden side and the obvious side. Then we think about what drives a character to act a certain way. Like, what is motivating your character and what is your character struggling with? Our academic vocabulary is complicated. We know that that word means when there's more than one side to things. And an inference is another word for a theory or a claim. So what are we trying to achieve? We're going to review past skills that we need to revisit based on our assessment. And today we are going to review inferring about character. So this little visual can help us understand this. See how this character can be shy, but also imaginative. So there's more than one side to a character. Let's get started. On the assessment, you guys read The Sign of the Cat, which is a historical fiction text based around the same time period as But Not Buddy, the Great Depression. And the question you guys were asked was, what kind of person is Chet? Support your response with 2 details from the text. So now I'm going to follow this teaching point that we said earlier. I'm going to think about how my character is complicated. I'm going to think about the hidden sides of my character and the obvious sides of the character. And then I'm going to put those 2 together to come up with one theory about my character that shows that my character can be complicated, that there's more than one side to my character. And I'm going to think about what's driving the character, what are the motivations and what are the struggles. So follow me as I try this. I'm going to reread this part. The Sign of the Cat. Chet, pass the fried chicken to our guests, Grandma said. My eyes linger on the plumper pieces. I knew that after our guests serve themselves, only the scrawniest parts would be left. Like the tiniest parts would be left. Guests like these men knocked on our door almost every day, asking for handouts. They were hopping trains looking for jobs. Everyone called them askers or hobos, but not my grandma. She reminded me, if your dad hadn't gotten the job at Uncle Will's shop in Florida, he could be riding the rails too. Not my dad. He dressed in neatly pressed clothes, his razor-clean face smelled like Burma shave. Those men wore stained, wrinkled clothes and had scraggly beards. Ray, Tony, and Sal had been the ones to knock on our door tonight. It felt strange to call grown-ups by their first names, but Tony explained, no need for last names on Hooverville. People blame President Hoover for our country's hard times, so Hooverville is what they call the places where hobos set up camp. Ray passed the chicken plate to me. Only a small drumstick and a tiny wing were left. Your turn, Chad, Grandma smiled. Her eyes weren't smiling though. Worry weighed down on her like a wet woolen shawl. The days were getting even tougher. Dad sent less money each month. We bartered eggs and milk for flour and sugar. When I outgrew my shirts, Grandma sewed me new ones using feed sacks. Staring at the food, I thought of one way I could try to cheer her up. I put the drumstick onto Grandma's plate and put the tiny wing on mine. I filled up on apples I picked today, I said, hoping she couldn't hear my stomach growl. She smiled again, and this time, so did her eyes. Readers, I can already see by my character actions that I have a trait I can use to describe my character, but I know that characters have more than one side to them. They're complicated, as our teaching point for today. So I'm going to keep on reading to see the hidden side of my character, or the obvious side of my character. Let's see. So after our guests left in the morning, I checked the gatepost. On the bottom slat, a tiny cat drawn in black coal stared at me. I scrubbed it off with Grandma's detergent, then drew the symbol Tony had shown me. And of course, we know the symbol of the cat meant that their family was welcoming these people riding the rails. And now Chet scrubbed it off. This is totally showing me a different side of him. Readers, one tool that helped us to write an inferring about characters stop and jot that included all the different sides of my character, just like our teaching point said, was this checklist that we created together. What to include in inferring about character response. So we know that we need to show the character is complicated by giving two traits. We compare how the character is on the inside compared to the outside. We describe what is motivating our character and their struggles, just like our teaching point for today. And of course, we give evidence. So let me think about what I can say about Chet. So how can I describe the kind of person Chet is? So I can say that on one side, Chet seems to be very caring. He cares about his grandmother. But on the other side, he's selfish because he doesn't want to share what he has with the people who are coming to ring on their doorbell. So now I'm going to compare how my character is on the inside. On the inside, he's caring about his grandmother, but on the outside, he's being selfish about sharing what he has. What is motivating my character? My character is motivated by helping his grandmother, but he struggles with helping others outside of his family. And now I have to give evidence. So this is where I type this out for us, and I just want to show you. It's basically what I just said to you. Chet is a complicated character. On one side, he can be very caring, but on the other side, he can also be selfish. For example, he worries about his grandmother getting enough food. The text says, and here's my evidence, staring at the food, I thought of one way I could try to cheer her up. I put the drumstick onto Grandma's plate and put the tiny wing on mine. He struggles with helping others. The text mentions that he scrubbed off the sign of the cat with Grandma's detergent so no one would visit their home. So now I can see that I described my character by giving two traits. I said caring and selfish. I described what my character is feeling on the inside. He worries about his grandma, but on the outside he struggles with helping these people. And I described the motivation, the struggle, and I gave two examples of text evidence. So I can check all of these parts off the checklist off because that's what I included in my writing. So help me to do a peer assessment now. To answer the question of what type of person is Chet, this reader wrote, Chet is a good person. For example, the text says, Chet passed the fried chicken to the guests. To add on, the text says, Chet helped her grandma. So now, using this checklist, pause the video and think of something this reader is doing well, and think of something this reader needs to work on. Go ahead and try it. Readers, I want you to remember today and always, in 5th grade, in middle school, and high school, this is always going to be helpful work for you. I want you to remember that readers make inferences about the type of person a character is by thinking about how they're complicated. What are their hidden sides and what are their obvious sides? We put these together to come up with a character theory. We think about what drives our character to act this way, what is motivating them, and what are they struggling with. Today we worked on the skill of inferring about characters. So you're going to try this on your own now. Think about the type of person that Bud is. Revisit the text to help you write an inferring about characters stop and jot. And I'm going to have this tool ready for you so you guys can type into the document and use those sentence starters that I showed you. Think about the hidden sides for Bud. What are his hidden sides? What are the obvious sides of him? Use the sentence starters to help you. And do not forget to cite specific text evidence. And of course, it's 2 examples from the text. Good luck today, and I'll see you guys soon.